Alrighty. Well, silver's going up. It's gone up to $80.59 an ounce. That's up 11.53%. What's going to happen there? Well, China is going to clamp down on export of silver, which is going to affect everything, including solar panels, because there's 20 grams of silver in the damn panel. You get three of those 100-watt panels, and you basically got it. Yeah, it's silver. Okay, so China will implement the new silver export controls starting January 1st, 2026, requiring exporters to obtain licenses from the Ministry of Commerce, with rules expected to remain in place through 2027. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know why they need silver? Maybe they have a little thing called Taiwan coming up, and they need all that stuff. But some of their little tanks right there, they blow up after 200 shots of fire off their new tanks. The whole turret just blows up. So their military stuff is junk. Their fighters are junk. Their J-10s, their J whatever, and they get near one of our ships or whatever. Our EWS system, which is the electronic warfare system, just scrambles the crap out of them. They can't hit nothing. They can't target nothing. Those little grouters get up there with our F-16s, our 18s, our 22s, or whatever, and even the F-35. F-35 was actually created as a drone. It was actually can be controlled by an F-22. Can control several of those F-35s. So when you say where's our drones and everything, well, they're there. That's it right there. The F-35s. How do I know all this stuff? I worked in the industry. I had a pretty high security clearance. Still do. For those naysayers out there that are actually spreading rumors because they picked the wrong guy instead of the right guy. Well, I've worked on military stuff that I can't even talk about. So I'm not even going to try with you idiots. Most of you that call yourself homesteaders and preppers and stuff like that, I just about had it. Okay. One of the things you ought to be as a prepper and homesteader is watching your financial situation. You don't go into debt. You don't buy what you can't afford. You live within your budget, and then you live under the what your budget is, because the fact is you want to make sure you have lots of money being stacked every month. So on top of your food preps and your weapons preps and your little medical preps and everything else you do for as a prepper, can you survive 10, 20 years at the world with crap? How many can answer the yes to that one? Probably not many. Now, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a fiduciary. But one thing I will tell you, a lot of you, is that if the world went to shit tomorrow, I wouldn't have to worry about anything except for taking care of people like Joe Prepper that has like 3 cans of beans and a bunch of ammo. So let's just leave it at that. But silver is going to be squeezed, and it may go up to $300 an ounce or more, and within the next month or two, in my opinion. It's not financial advice, and not a fiduciary. So keep your heads on the swivel, and right here, this is the current price, and I expect it to go up tomorrow. And there's several articles on this, and it's really being downplayed. It's not being put out there in the media very much. But let's just go ahead and go over here to whatever. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Now, I want to say something to y'all. Um, I do fund my own accounts, have my own broker accounts for stocks, and I actually do a lot with stocks. But also, I'm going to talk to you about this little company here, and we're just going to go to topstep.com. Now, I'm not being paid to advertise this company, but if you can go in here and you can get 50 to 100,000, $50,000 accounts. You get up to 5 of them, and if you prove that you can make money trading stocks on the futures like Nasdaq, S&P, and all that other stuff, then they will actually fund you. So you can either pay an entry level of $49 an account per month, or $89 if you don't want to pay an activation fee of $129 after you pass your evaluation. So you have to pass it within 30 days. Otherwise, you have to start over and, basically start another month and get charged. But once you get funded, there's no additional charges, and you get to keep 10%. You get to keep 10,000 of the money that you make up front, and then you get to keep 90% after that. So if you're thinking about, I don't have a lot of money to do stocks, and I don't know what drop it's talking about, well, well, maybe here's your chance to get rich. Maybe here's your chance to figure it out. Not financial advice, not fiduciary. But if you get on this and you can show that you can actually pass an evaluation of making 3,000 without losing $2,000, I've done it on 5 accounts now. Okay, I've got 5 accounts. I can sit there and run, 15 minutes and make 300 bucks, or 500, or 1,000, or $10 a day. Just telling you, topstep.com. There's several other prop firms out there, but this is probably the best one that I found. And when they have problems, they make it right. There's a little bit bitching and moaning right now because they had a little crash. But you know what? They'll make it right. They always have. And you can make yourself some money without a major investment. I mean, if you want to be an idiot, that's not financial advice and not a fiduciary. You can go out and take your own 20, 50, 100 grand, 250 grand. I mean, I get letters all the time for $500,000, $1 million on secured loans. They're willing to loan me money, that kind of money. But there's a reason for that. It's because I've been successful for 3 decades as an entrepreneur, and I've had my own business. I haven't worked for anybody in over 3 decades. So you take that with a grain of salt. Figure out what I'm coming from. But I'm telling you right now, let's talk about this one more time. Silver. How much is it right now? It's $80.59 an ounce. I bought mine at $12 an ounce for the most part. I haven't bought silver since then. I've done gold IRAs and silver IRAs, and I don't get anything from Goldco, but I get plenty of emails from them want me to actually put more money into another IRA or increasing my, IRAs. And so I'm just going to tell you right now, if you have silver and you didn't listen to somebody that said don't buy silver, well, guess you're walking into a lot of money. Because what am I looking at? I'm looking at almost $70 an ounce on top of what I paid for mine. Well, my ex-girlfriend can thank me for buying her 20 ounces, right? There you go. Anyways, that's what it is. And look out for silver because it's very ready to go ballistic, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a fiduciary. Have a good day.